unfortunately, you have to almost shoot your way out of it. The left elected Hugo Chavez years ago, and when he died, it passed off to this guy Maduro, Nicolas Maduro. And Maduro has stolen 2 elections previously where clearly the opposition has won, and Maduro just stays in power and claims that they won, and employs very thuggish tactics of secret police and intelligence and military to crush any opposition. In this case, the opposition got together already last December, and with actual active resistance by the government, they did a primary, and a woman named Maria Corina Machado won. She's in her 50s. She's a civil engineer, mother of 2 kids, and a real libertarian, pro-free market person. And the government banned her from running with some complete nonsense charges. They made it impossible for her to campaign. If she went to a restaurant, the tax police would close the restaurant the next day. If she went to a hotel, the tax police would close the hotel the next day. It literally made it impossible for her to move anywhere, couldn't leave the country. And so another guy ran, a kind of a grandfatherly figure, as kind of the surrogate for her, and he won overwhelmingly with like 70% of the vote versus 30 for Maduro. And of course, Maduro announces that he has won the race, or won the election by 51%, complete falsification of the numbers, and the unrest has started again. So this is the 3rd election in a row that he's stolen. I think the people have reached their limit, and there was a lot of calls to free Venezuela. And the amazing thing is there's already an arrest warrant by the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administration, in the United States against Maduro for drug trafficking, $15 million bounty. And so between him and a few of the other gang that run that country, a narco gang, I posted that if Joe Biden and Kamala Harris really want to support freedom and election integrity in Venezuela, they should up the bounties on each of those wanted figures to $100 million and sit back and let the magic happen. And apparently that responded quite well in Venezuela, because I have been direct messaged by thousands and thousands of Venezuelans asking to please come and rid them of this problem dictator. And I guess we got in his head, because Maduro also was denouncing Elon Musk and me by name. So I'm happy to get in their head, and I hope the Biden administration makes maximum pressure on that government to knock it off and to step away. Important to note that Chevron Oil, American company, has their sanctions waiver, and they are pumping oil like crazy, making money off of Venezuela, off a government that literally stole an election again, and now is in the process of arresting, beating, torturing thousands of its citizens just for wanting to be free and to have an actual valid election. So not sure how it's going to end up. I hope it does not end up in a civil war there, but I think the people are really exasperated and expect better, and actually, frankly, deserve better. All the neighbors are concerned, although Colombia, governed by a leftist, Brazil, governed by a leftist, have been they haven't denounced the election yet, but they haven't really said anything. But at least the United States has come very squarely on the fact that with effectively the receipts from the machines that show what the actual numbers were and how badly Maduro was defeated at the ballot box. But again, he is backed up and enabled by Russian forces. The Russians just sent a training vessel that pulled into Venezuelan harbors. They're backed up by the Cubans. When the Cubans were largely sponsored by the Soviet Union during the Cold War. When the Cold War ended, the Cubans went looking for another host they could attach to like a tick. And sure enough, they've done that to Venezuela. And so all the energy needs of Cuba are provided pretty much for free by Venezuela. So there's a lot of Cuban advisors. There's, of course, airplanes landing with lots of Cuban security and intelligence personnel coming in to bolster and surround, because Maduro needs Cubans protecting him because he doesn't even have the confidence in his own Venezuelan security people anymore, which is exactly why I said up the bounties, and maybe the security people around him will do the right thing and arrest him and send him on his way to America for a long retirement in a federal prison. Look, it's not an armed populace. There's no Second Amendment, where to serve as that check on government power. If Maduro won with his 100 million to one chances, maybe he needs to play the lottery, or maybe somebody needs to pull his ticket. But stay tuned in Venezuela, because maybe the swift sword of justice is coming. Who knows from where? And certainly a lot of Democrat-related hedge funds are making a lot of money off of selling that crude. And of course, Chevron, headquartered in, I think, San Francisco. So that money and lobbyists are certainly pressing into Washington, lobbying the administration to do nothing, to ignore actual democracy in Venezuela. And the problem is Venezuelan money has also been corrupting a lot of the other politics around Latin America. It's very much like organized like the Communist International, spreading money and very leftist socialist ideas, and they have ruined the economy. There's, I think 8 million people have left Venezuela as refugees, and so if this level of insanity is allowed to continue, you can expect millions and millions more Venezuelans will be fleeing their homeland, coming to America as illegal migrants. So maybe it's something that the administration is pursuing actively to maximize more people that voted for socialism. Sadly, there was tens of thousands of Iranians and other Middle Easterners flew to Venezuela, pick up Venezuelan documents, and march northward. Yes, and Maduro also opened his prisons, sent his murderers and rapists and thieves, so he doesn't have to store them anymore. Now they're free to predate on American citizens. So yeah, this is a mess, and so Venezuela needs to get its actual democratic representative legs underneath it again, and they need to fix that sinking ship. And the first step to do that is to remove the Maduro cartel, a drug gang, from power, and they need to work hand in hand with a Trump administration to deport or incarcerate or put down drug gangs, which are going to do a lot of bad things in American cities.